Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden, and today we're going to be doing a few different things. I'm going to be showing you some of my recent purchases. We're also going to be removing a garden in the backyard, and we're going to be planting a bunch of sunflower seeds. Okay, so one of my recent discoveries has been the Temu app online, and basically it's an overseas company that you can purchase from. And what I had found is a lot of the products on there are actually products that are on Amazon, but they're on Amazon for about double or triple the price when you buy it on the Temu app. So what I think is a lot of Amazon sellers buy the stuff from Temu and then resell it on Amazon. And I'm always looking for inexpensive gardening supplies. So one of my recent orders, I purchased three of these trellis situations. They are plastic and there's a couple of different sizes. I've already put together two so you can see. So I have one larger one and one smaller one, and I'll put the prices up there for you guys to see. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together one more of these because I have a total of three. And then these are just like plastic, all right? They're pretty heavy duty plastic, I will say that. I don't love the white color. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to transform these by adding some spray paint. So let's go ahead and get the next trellis put together, and then we'll go ahead and add the spray paint. Now I will say when I first got the bag, it was a little intimidating because there were no directions on how to put it together. So literally I opened the bag, dump it out, and it was just a bunch of parts, which is crazy. But once I kind of messed with it, it was pretty easy to put it together. So let me go ahead and get this one knocked out. Okay, so once you figure it out, they're actually really easy to put together. Everything just kind of snaps together. It's pretty sturdy plastic. I know it's not metal, but this is significantly reduced in cost. But I do want to upgrade the look of it because the plastic isn't really kind of my vibe, and the white color isn't really my vibe for the garden. So what I did is I just swung by Walmart and I picked up some Rust-Oleum, and it's called Ultra Matte Evening Navy. So it's like a dark blue color with a touch of green. It has a little bit of a teal color, and it bonds to plastic, which is the important thing. So I thought it might be really nice to kind of upgrade these with a little bit of color. I chose matte because that's what typically like a wrought iron would be, a matte color. And even though I know this isn't the color of metal, it is significantly dark, and so it is going to give a little bit of a metal. Now I could have painted these black, that would have been totally fine, but I love the idea of a little bit of a pop of blue in the garden, because blue is such a hard color to grow from flowers. There's just not a lot of blue options, so I thought it might be nice to add this. So let's go in the garage and get these painted up. Okay, my garage is pretty intense because I'm preparing for a garage sale in a couple of days. My daughter got her first owned a flute. We've always rented. She plays a flute, and we've always rented the flute, but now she's older and she's in high school and she needs a quality flute, and turns out flutes are made out of solid silver. So it's expensive. So we're doing a big garage sale. A lot of my friends' family have been donating a bunch of stuff to help raise some of the money for the flute. So, but what I'm going to do, I've got these all laid out. I put down some old towels, and I've got a big fan set up over here. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a really nice coat of paint on this side, turn the fan on and give them a couple hours to dry, and then I'll flip them and give them more on the other side. So I have an old garden bed right here. It's not really old. It's one of the ones I bought from Amazon. It's still in great shape. This does not work in this configuration right here, and I've been needing to remove it for quite a while and haven't gotten around to it. And so what I'm going to do first is I actually have a couple of peonies over here that I'm going to dig up and I'm going to pot up into containers and just move out of the way until I decide what to do with them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the entire bed and spread out all the soil that is right here. So it's going to be some hard work. So let's get started on that. So I planted these peony roots a couple of years ago. I don't, in all honesty, even recall what variety they are. I feel like one of them was like a coral tone, like a Hawaii sunset or something. I'll see if I can find where I bought the original bulb or tubers from. So basically, I'm just coming in here and just trying to lift them out. And they've got some nice roots going. That's looking pretty good on that one. And let's see this one. Never had success with peonies in my yard, but I know it takes a few years for them to get established, so kind of not surprised. Like, this tuber's been here a couple of years and it is just not very big. Actually, there's two now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pot these up into another container and just put them aside for now until I decide what to do with them. Alright, and I've just got this pot right here that's just been here for a while. So I'm just going to use it as a temporary home for these peony roots. And I am going to make sure that I add some fertilizer in here to them. And I'm not really like overly focused on their depth right now. Just want to get them in so they can survive here. That's pretty much it. There we go. Get that watered in. Okay, my hope is that I'm kind of just able to pull up on this. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm wanting to do. Okay. Okay, some of these pieces popped off. I'll go ahead and remove this. Okay, and then at this point, this is all mostly grass in here anyway. I want to just smooth out the soil as best I can out over my grass area, and then my grass will grow up through it. And I'm kind of excited because, like, next spring, I would really like this to be like a feature area where perhaps I have a little paved area and I can have a selection of pots. I think would be really pretty. Okay, that was hard. Okay, so it's been a lot of soil. It needs to be evened out more, but imagine all this space filled in with grass. And I even thought of building just a small kind of brick patio area off of here. Nothing big, like 6 by 6, something around there, maybe curved. Then I can have a whimsical display of things like, you know, planters and maybe a beautiful sculpture, something like that. Let's look at it from this side. You can see how that opens up that corner a lot. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that looks good. That was hard. Whew. Okay, I'm going to take a little break and then we're going to come out here and plant some sunflowers. Okay, I went and cooled off for a few minutes. So I originally had 3 varieties of sunflowers planted in this container right here. And 2 varieties have pretty much finished blooming at this point. And so what I'm going to be doing is cutting back those 2 varieties. And then I'm going to be starting a couple of new varieties, which I'm kind of excited about. So let me get these knocked out real quick. Okay, these are the last of those sunflowers. The varieties are Pro-Cut Gold Light, and the other one is Pro-Cut Plum. Let me put these inside and we'll get started. I think I'm also going to grab this basil for a flower arrangement. And I'm going to try to leave the plant the thing about basil, when you harvest it, it needs a while to sit. A lot of the time it's going to wilt and then come back. So you want to put it in water and leave it in water for a while. Like at least 24 hours, and have it in a nice cool location. Okay, so I left a lot of the stems kind of up. I am going to cut them down a little bit more. I didn't pull them because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's really just one of those situations where apparently these roots rot and it's supposed to be really good. I don't know. So I didn't feel like pulling them, so I didn't pull them. We'll leave them. It'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to be planting a couple of varieties today. The first one is called Chocked, which is a hybrid branching sunflower. My friend Kristen gave me these, and these are 65 to 75 day flowers, and they grow up to 64 to 76 inches. And so I'm only going to plant a few of these, and they're going to be planted in the center. I'm also going to start some of these inside for Kristen so she can start them at her house. The key for me for planting sunflowers in this particular bed is to look for emitters. And wherever there's an emitter is where I like to drop a seed. Typically sunflower seeds, you want to drop them at about an inch deep. And I want to drop them underneath an emitter because then I know that the seeds are going to be well watered, which will work good for me. And then I don't have to stress as much about them during the summer. So I'm actually only going to start 5 of these. These are pretty big and they are branching sunflowers, and they need a little bit more room than something like a Pro-Cut sunflower. So I'm doing about a 1-inch hole, and then I'm dropping 2 seeds in each of those, and then I'll get some of these started inside for Kristen. The next variety I'm going to grow is Autumn Beauty, and this is kind of a wide variety. These germinate in about 7 to 10 days. They're about 5 to 8 feet tall. They produce 4 to 6 inch blooms, but it's a nice mix of sunflowers, so it's not like all the same. And so I'm going to go ahead and just go in a couple of places wherever there's an emitter and drop a couple of sunflower seeds in. I've grown Autumn Beauty many times, and it is definitely a favorite of mine. I really enjoy it, and it's always done really well in my garden. And since I'm putting the seeds by the emitters, it should be about a week and we should be seeing some results. Now, I've already amended this bed with compost this season. So I'm not real worried about adding a ton more nutrients right now. Well, now I can't remember where I put the seeds. Okay, we'll just go with this. All right, and I am going to go ahead and water these in really well. I appreciate all y'all's positive feedback on my flower arranging. That made me feel really good. So I'm actually going to harvest a few blooms and do something pretty with those sunflowers. These right here are all Lysianthus. And this is my second flush of Lysianthus. The stems are shorter, but still really, really pretty. And basically, if you just keep these cut back, they will keep producing for you. All right, and I'm going to harvest a few zinnias over here. I think my alarm went off, but I'm grabbing some gomphrena as well. This gomphrena has done brilliantly since I planted it. Okay, so I'm inside. I'm going to throw together a quick handheld bouquet, meaning I'm going to design the whole bouquet in my left hand. I'm going to use my right hand to put the blooms in. I'm going to tie it off using a little bit of floral tape, and then I'm going to put it in this kind of vintage, kind of retro pitcher. I thought was really fun, but I thought the green and white checkers worked really good. So let's knock that out. Okay, so I put this together all in my hand, just adding one stem at a time and turning it. And you can see that I have like basically a swirl of stems at the bottom, which looks really nice. And I added some floral tape to hold it in place. I don't do the floral tape really tight because that kind of strains and suffocates the flowers. I do want to show you a few places the sunflower petals fell off, but I still keep the center because I think it's really pretty and adds a lot of fun texture. But I think this looks lovely. So the next thing, I've got my vase filled up right here. And so I'm going to just give everything a nice fresh trim off the bottom. Just try to get it to relax. That looks so pretty. Okay, glad to have that one done today. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place those new trellis that I just painted. Okay, those look fun. I really like the pop of blue. It's a little bit different, you know, but I don't think it's so bright that it's ridiculous. It feels really nice. So I put two over here, and then I put a third one over here. I could have put them all together as a trio, don't know, but I kind of like them separated out a little bit. Sweet. All right, you all, I hope you enjoyed today's video. We covered a ton of things, including the new trellises, breaking down that garden bed in the back, and planting a ton of new sunflowers, plus a bonus flower arrangement. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when my latest videos are up, and make sure you check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's Mad Gardener or Decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.